Welcome back everybody, and today we're going to do all of the boss battles on every difficulty. Again, a little bit late to this, but better time than never. We're gonna do all the boss battles. Sorry there's noise in the background if you can hear that, but it is what it is. We'll do normal, hard, expert. We'll try to do the second L on all difficulties if it popped up, but most people will do it on expert anyway, so but there's not some people are still in their own difficulty, so we'll try to do that. Here's my team. It's not the I don't recommend this team because every person's units are different in their own way. Not everybody is gonna have the same team, especially like 4 URs or 7 URs and all that. So I do recommend lots of supporters. I'm taking the IWSP because it reduces special defense by 20%, I believe. I upgraded it to 25, and Kira's EX attack is special and beam, I believe it is. So let me check it real quick. Yes, it is beam and special. So that is why I'm taking Kigali to increase the damage of the strike freedom, and I'm taking the freedom because it reduces beam defense by 25% and different debuffs stacked together. Just remember, the highest debuff is the only debuff that will apply. So let's say Ariel did 15% special defense, IWSP does 20, only the 20 will apply. So keep that in mind. But I'll show quick examples of it when we get to the expert difficulty, when we try to nuke the enemy. This is the easy difficulty, so it won't be as hard. But I do recommend supporters for your main attackers and whatnot. I'm taking the Xi'an here just because it's another supporter, and the red Gundam for its 30% defense down. So without further ado, let's just get started. Kind of just taking G-Quax here just because it's like one of the only other attackers I have at the moment. But this is the easy difficulty, they won't be hard if you level up your units pretty well. We could auto it, but whatever. So what you're going to want to do if you're very low difficulty, you kind of want to destroy the enemies first so you can get your tension up. Tension up increases your damage by, I believe, 10% and 20% and 30% depending on the unit and all that. This is easy difficulty again, so we probably might one-shot the gold, well, almost. Well, let's throw in our debuffers then, might as well just nuke him. We'll throw in Shuji here. For the bit defense, we'll throw in the Xi'an, just so we don't get hit from far away. Actually, let me put my debuffers here. Remember to use your skills too while you're at it, so you don't forget. We'll put Kigali right here. It's probably enough already, but the whole point of this event is to overkill. So there you go. And I guess we'll put Ariel right there as well. This isn't the full setup. I'll show you in the expert difficulty. It's just more of a meme setup at best. As you can see, we have the full support attacks right there. Don't end your turn, by the way. You always want to at least attack with the support. I'm just doing it to make it quicker. And as you can see, we can almost kill actually, but not fully. We don't have the full nerfs. We're only getting we can't use it, right? No, actually Ariel will kill, ironically, but with this we get 25% beam defense down, we get the special defense down, and we get the 25 defense down. As you're going to see, it's all going to stack up right here. It's gonna freeze a bit just because of the emulator, but as you can see, it's gonna stay right there. Beam defense right there, and then the Ariel will reduce his defense by 25%, and then Kigali would have done it with her debuff, which is 25% special. It didn't show right there just because emulator's a little bit meh, but that was the easy mode. Very easy. You could probably do it in one turn if your units are respectfully leveled and all that. So we'll move on to the normal difficulty. Same team and all that. The blue frame did not pop up. Actually, do we want to do the blue frame normal version? I'll skip a little bit and then do the normal version just to show all the difficulties. So I skipped a little bit. I wasted around 600 tickets on the normal difficulty, but the blue frame will not pop up. It's a little bit RNG, so we're just gonna move on to the hard difficulty and see if he'll pop up there. It's essentially the same battle, just a little bit less, I mean a little bit more harder, more enemies and whatnot. But I believe we can still one turn in. We'll do the same strategy, so that's usually the strategy you want to do when you're doing this. You can do it with seat suits, supporters, and whatnot. So we'll move our units up, try to get the debuffs. Remember to use your stat boosts as always. Will he hit us right here? No, that's fine. We're just trying to get the debuff on him. As you can see, he has the special debuff right there. So we're now going to throw the freedom, throw his debuff on the Astray. Nope, not what I wanted to do, but we'll throw him. We'll use Kigali support right now. Why not? We already have the debuff anyway. Just remember, it does not stack like that, like 25, 25, it's 50, it doesn't work like that. Debuff only works once. Just remember, do I have my music on? Let me check. I did indeed have my music on, but alrighty. Let us throw in Shuji for the extra 30% defense down. Let's move him a little bit away, right there. We'll use Kira's support, why not? We are, as you can see, he has a lot of debuff stacks at the moment. And as you can see, he has free debuff stacks, so our attackers are going to benefit a lot from the debuffs. Reduce damage taken from special weapons 25, defense down 30, and then damage taken from beam weapons up 25%. So as you can see, it's going to hurt a lot if you have those tags, which the Strike Freedom does. So we're going to hit it with the Strike Freedom with all of its debuff. We'll throw Aerial in there too, just for the extra damage. Should be fine. Oh, I hate when it does that. We could defeat the enemies here to get our tension up to do more damage, but on normal difficulty it's not particularly needed at the moment. So we'll do this. As you can see, we're doing a lot of damage with our debuffs, even without the super tension. It does lag a bit because emulator, so yeah. So as you can see, we've done pretty good damage. I believe we'll kill this turn with the Strike Freedom because of all the debuffs. Almost, actually. Not enough though. That's fine. We still have plenty of attackers here. We'll just throw in the Xion right here so we can kill. And then there you go. Like I said, if you're having trouble trying to defeat him, you can attack the enemies to get your tension gauge up, and it will increase the damage by, I think URs are 30%, while the max for SSRs are 20. I don't know if that's 100% true, I don't remember at the moment. We'll check on expert. We will see there. But yeah, as you can see, debuffs, you really want to utilize them. Also your supporters as well, so you can get the extra damage and whatnot. We did a lot of damage right there, really good damage actually. So that is the normal difficulty. We are now going to move on to expert. See if the blue frame pops up. Nope, doesn't pop up. I don't know, I saw on Reddit that he can pop up on all difficulties, but he doesn't want to pop up now. So same team, we're gonna rock the same team. Gonna do the same strat, and we'll see how much damage we can do. I'll probably defeat the enemies to get our tension up. You don't have to do this. You could even argue that it's a slight waste of time, but we do want our damage up, so try to do it as quick as possible. We'll defeat the enemies, his sub-enemies, I guess. We'll do that, just so he doesn't attack us. And we'll leave the smaller enemies for our supporters to do a little bit more extra damage. We'll defeat the other gold frame right here. We still have one more turn, keep that in mind, our chance death, because Kira's a UR, so we will save his attack for our final nuke attack after we do our debuffs and whatnot. So, same strat, except now we're going to try to raise the tensions of our supporters. Attack these little guys right here. I might just skip this. You can get the gist of it. We're getting our at least 10% damage up. Going to be useful for when we do our all-out attack. I'll probably cut here to get all of our tension up. But yeah, if you are having trouble with damage, try to defeat these mob enemies and your tension gauges will go up a little bit. So we're back. As you can see, we got some of our attackers tension up. Char 20%, Banadger 10%. Remember to use these attack skills as well when you're about to do your all-out attack. You want as much damage as possible. We'll also throw in Mashu's attack boost. Remember to do every one of your units, double check. Sometimes I forget, so just double checking. I believe everybody is about to go full throttle. Let's do the Exia as well. Attack boost, movement up. He's going to hit pretty hard when we're done. We'll throw in our debuffs now. Throw in our attackers. That's fine. Now we're getting attacked. We want to get attacked at this point. We're going to debuff him for 30% and then the 25% for special, and then the aerial defense will not stack because Shuji's defense debuff is higher, 30%. So keep that in mind. Well, the aerial's only here just to support us with damage and whatnot. So as you can see, we have the 30% down and the 25% down special, or we are going to work there. Now we will attack with the freedom right there. We're doing a little bit more damage now because of the debuffs and because of all of our all-out attacks. So let's do this. As you can see, he's not doing a lot of damage on us. The goal here is the enemies aren't really here to kill you. They're more to be sponges for damage. Let's see his debuffs now. Did Kira's hit? I don't think it hit. Weird. Why didn't it hit? I think he missed. Either way, we'll do another attack so Kira can land his debuff. All of our supports have their skills. They just throw in the Xian there. So Kira can land his debuff again. I don't know why it didn't land. There you go. We would have done a little bit more if Kira's beam defense did land, but for some reason it didn't. There you go. I believe it landed now. Yeah, it landed now. So now we are going to go full throttle and attack them with all of our units. We'll throw in the bits. Why not? Use of our support attacks. Our main attackers are the ones that are going to do the most damage, especially our strike freedom because it has the 15% damage up. A little bit damage there, it's fine. So let's throw in the Salzabi. Remember, Salzabi EX does a little bit more damage with the range up. Not a lot, but it does decent amount more. So keep that in mind. We'll throw in our attack. Pretty decent damage. Remember, seed suits will get damage buffs. So if you have relatively good leveled seed units, you will do more damage. And I guess we will now just beat him up. Let's just beat him up at this point. Actually, can we get that? No, never mind. I forgot. Banadger only has one chance step for whatever reason, even though he's a UR. A little bit more damage just because Banadger is a little bit less tanky. We'll use this just so he doesn't almost land a crit. We're not doing too much damage actually, even with all the debuffs and whatnot. I don't know, it's just the enemy's defense, the stats at that point. Throw in this. But yeah, you do want to get the debuffs up and all that. Remember, these only last one turn, so you will have to restack them after, you know, after your turn's done. So let's just attack with the aerial. We'll attack again. Not as much damage now. A little bit more. I think it increased by like 12,000 compared to without the buffs. So yeah, buffs do help. And our heavy hitter strike freedom, 74,000, really solid. Do that. Keep in mind my strike freedom's EX attack is level 5, so it is going to do a little bit more damage. Hit them with the Exia. Not as much damage as I thought. It's fine though. Like I said, he's not going to hit us too hard, just because these bosses are more sponges, if anything. And I guess we'll just hit him with DG Quacks. Not that much damage at all, actually. Hit him right there, and then next turn we'll be able to finish him off. You could probably do this in one turn if you have a really competent seed team, or you know what you're doing in the game. Probably could have done this a lot better, but you know. He has a really good map attack too. It really hits hard. And there's that. Remember, you have 3 turns to do this. At this point, we are already here. Everybody is in line to do their attack, so we might as well just start it off. We do want the debuffs first. Let's attack with the bits. I don't believe he can attack us right here. No, he can. Yes, he can. Let's attack with the Xion then. Reduce his defense 30%, 25%, and the 25% for the, you know, special. And then next turn we will do a lot more damage. So yeah, that's basically the gist of this event. You want to do as much damage as possible. The enemies are not really here to kill you. They're just an obstacle, a way to get your attention up. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Don't worry too much on the enemies. They're just there to get in your way and whatnot. Ariel does a lot more damage because she has special and beam in her EX attack, unlike Shinji's, which is just I believe it's only special, not beam, for whatever reason, even though it shoots out beams, but whatever. Lots of damage right there. Pretty good damage. After this, we'll be doing the blue frame expert if it pops up. It's a lot harder, slightly harder than this, just because he does a little bit more damage, but it's still relatively on the same level as this. Not too hard, and we will finish it off with Exia. So yeah, that's all the normal difficulties beaten. We still need to do the secret one if it feels like popping up. I'll probably skip if it doesn't. Hopefully it pops up with all my tickets, otherwise, you know, it's gonna be awkward waiting. There you go, that's expert. Hopefully it pops up. It did not pop up. Alright, we'll cut here. So after like 2,000 tickets, a rare boss did appear. Here is the blue frame Second L, it actually gives us 25 more medals and 100 gems the first time you do it. Took like almost 2,000 tickets to get, so it is RNG. We'll do this same team and we will do the same strat. Just remember he does hit slightly harder, so keep that in mind. But yeah, same team, same strat. We're going to attack the mobs first to get our tension gauge up, and then we are going to try to defeat the blue frame with all of our debuffs, their debuffs I mean. Do this, we'll use the strike freedom to take care of the red frame. I believe we can right here. We'll have to use one of our supports, it's fine, just because he is relatively tanky. There you go. We have our tension up right there. Let's move the X here a little bit more. We will use him to attack the blue frame this turn. We'll try to get his tension up the normal way so we can save our SP. Usually you'd want to do it with the supports because supports have a little bit less attack, but it's fine right here. Trying to save our SP, we'll defeat this grunt. Our aerial has the 10% damage up. We'll try to defeat one with the idea. I don't think it has enough stats to do it. No, it does not. That's fine. We'll just keep it in the back for now. Try to do it with the freedom. We can do it. Keep it right here. There's that. And with our main team pretty much almost done, let us level up the strike freedom a little bit more, its tension. Try to attack this guy just because he's annoying. That's fine. We'll move the IWSP up when we're attacking the blue frame just so all of the supporters can attack. We'll use our Salzabi skills, raise up his tension gauge so he can get more damage. Let's actually use the energy one too, just so we don't run out of energy, since the blue frame is very tanky. You don't have to beat the mobs if you don't want to. It's just going to make it a little bit more harder. Just because the blue frame can catch you if you caught lacking, so keep that in mind. It's good to raise up your tension. I recommend it, but you don't have to. So there's that. You know, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people on Reddit recommend not to do it. I disagree, just for the tension damage up, but each to their own, you know. Attack with the unicorn to get our 10% up, and now the blue frame is all by himself. You could actually square him if you really wanted to, surround him, but just remember he can't catch you if you're caught lacking, so he can hit pretty hard. Just keep that in mind. We'll attack with bits. We'll use the range up just to keep ourselves safe a little bit. There you go, we can attack from all the way right there. We want the IWSP's debuff, so we'll throw her in there. Can he attack us from here? He can actually. How much damage is he doing? Decent amount actually. We're tanking that relatively well. This is fine. We'll try to get Suji's 30% defense down after this. I believe the higher one stacks the highest. It overwrites the lower one. We'll check after this. Ariel is 25% while Shuji is 30. But yeah, my IWSP is only like level 90 or one dupe. It's tanking that relatively well despite that, so keep that in mind. Throw in the bits, use our supports. Can Ariel not hit from right there? moving the aerial a little bit more. Oh, we already used all our support attacks. Never mind. Crazy. Speaking nonsense. We'll try to throw in Chuji's debuff first before we attack with the aerial. Right there. Keep him far behind just because we don't want him to get caught lacking. His defense is not the greatest. I have got caught with him before and then he dies. But yeah, you could actually square him if you don't want him to move. As you can see, he has the full debuffs now. Like I said, I believe the 30% goes over the 25%. Yeah, the highest one overwrites the lower one. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to nuke the crap out of him. Put everything together. Put our support right here. We have all the pieces in place. Like I said, he won't hit us too hard. But let's just be on the safer side. There we go. We'll attack with the Strike Freedom first. You want to be as far away with the Strike Freedom as possible just for the little extra damage up. You can see he has a lot of health. Like I said, this whole mode isn't about surviving, it's about how much damage you can do. So yeah, keep that in mind. I believe we have used all of our attack skills to Salzabi use it. Now we will attack with the Salzabi. We'll increase the range just for the little extra damage up and to keep our Salzabi safe. There you go. And as you can see, we're doing relatively good damage. You'll see that he can't really, kill us. It just doesn't do that much damage. We'll use the Sway just to keep our Unicorn safe. Unicorn's not as tanky as I would like. It's mostly damage. We've done almost half of his health. There you go. Big-ish hit. Not as big as I would like, but our Unicorn has no dupe, so meh. Does he have actually defense reduction? No, he does not. He has mobility 5%, energy 10%. Pretty much meh, useless. Let us move right here. We'll try to surround him just so he doesn't, catch us lacking. Use our Exia right here. Taking a decent amount of damage, but not too much. And we will probably do around half of his health in one turn. Then the next turn, we'll finish him off, I believe. If we have our skills up. Well, I don't know if we can finish him off because we have used some of our skills. Let's surround him right here. Freedom is tanking relatively well. That's good to see. Not doing as much damage though, but that's fine. Like I said, we're trying to surround him so he doesn't move and try to kill our supports. If he does try to. Attack with the aerial. Decent damage. We might want to move our aerial a little bit higher, but we'll keep it right here just to see where he goes next turn. Energy isn't really a problem either just because we're only attacking one enemy, so keep that in mind. Just don't use your energy too willy-nilly and all that. We'll attack with the G-Quacks, why not? It doesn't do too much damage because mine isn't like level 100, it's only level 90. Just throw this in. Boom. And we'll see how much damage he does to us. He's attacking the Unicorn. Decent amount of damage, not too much though. And he missed. You missed, buddy. He only buffed us up. We're doing really good damage now with all of our debuffs, and because we got super tension for dodging. That's pretty much all he can do. He doesn't do a lot. Like I said, this is more of a battle of how much damage can you do per turn and all that. We'll increase the range for Shuji. Get all of our debuffs in. Remember to use your skills if you still have any left. I don't think, well, we have Strike Freedoms. That's going to help us. Aerial, we've used it. Salzabi can't use anymore and G-Quacks can't use anymore. So now we're pretty much completely surrounding him. And we're going to beat the crap out of him right here. Let's just get our debuffs in real quick. Special 25 defense down. beam 25 defense down, and then Shuji's will do the 30 while these guys are just, you know, here. Ariel does a lot more damage because of her attack boost. It's actually who we don't want. There you go, now we got the full debuff stacks and we're going to nuke him after this. Just skip this. But yeah, this battle is not about, you know, trying to survive. It's just how much damage you can do. Takes a while, but you know, it is what it is. It's basically a sponge battle. Do that, get some really good damage in, and we will attack with the Strike Freedom next turn, probably finishing him off. I believe he has enough damage since he still has his attack buff, and he doesn't do that much damage to us at all. I mean, our teams are going to differ, you know, everybody has different teams and whatnot. But on the IWSP support, oh, it already did. It doesn't matter. We'll finish him off. So yeah, that's basically all of the difficulties. I will try to do it in reverse order, the blue frame, second L and all that, if it pops up, because for some reason it's very hard for it to pop up. This is the expert difficulty, and we'll do it in reverse order, I guess. But this is basically the gist of it. If you're, you know, want any strats, tips, and all that, we'll try to do reverse difficulty. But if you only want to see the expert, you could probably just click off at this point. We'll do the normal and hard difficulty just for anybody that's wondering about it and all that, since I did say we're going to do every difficulty if it does pop up. So there's that. We 2 turned in. Maybe you could 1 turn in if your team is like really stacked like that. If you're using all seed units and whatnot, has a lot of HP. We 2 turned in, so not bad. But maybe you could 1 turn in. I think people have already done it. So yeah, you get 100 gems too on your first try. So you might want to get that. 100 gems is 100 gems, and gems are pretty scarce right now. So we'll cut here and try to do the hard, and we're doing it in reverse order just because for some reason they really didn't pop up. But yeah, we'll do it in reverse order. You could probably click off if that's all you wanted to see, the hardest difficulty. But yeah, we'll cut here. So we're back, and it did pop up on the hard difficulty. As you can see, it is not expert. There is 3 different versions of the blue frame battle: easy, normal, hard, and secret. So like I said, you were wondering if it was only for expert. It's not. It's for all 3 difficulties. You actually get the 100 gems as well, so keep that in mind. You want to do all difficulties now. You know, gems are gems. You really want to do it. Doesn't matter if it gives less rewards. You want to get those 100 gems, because 100 gems, like I said, is 100 gems. So we'll do this. It's going to be a lot easier than the last one we did, just because it's on hard difficulty. So let's just get rid of the mobs real quick, just for the tension up. We probably don't have to for this version, but we'll do it either way. I'll just cut because you already saw it on the first one. So as you can see, we've cleared it out with a lot more relative ease. The enemies are a lot more easier, to the point where even my IWSP can one-shot them, and it doesn't have the best attack stats, so a lot more easier. You probably only want to do this for the gems if you already beat the expert difficulty. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. You do get extra gems, and gems are always nice. So yeah, not much more to say. It's a lot more easier. We're going to nuke him in a few seconds, see if we can run turn him, unlike the other difficulty where we couldn't. Just get our tension up right here, defeat this guy. Also, if you haven't already noticed, Shuji's VA is in the game now. I don't know why it wasn't added in the beginning, kind of weird. I guess maybe spoiler reasons, or they just didn't have him recorded in the booth. I don't know. Same with Machu. I just noticed that she was also mute for the longest time even though I've been using her since like the beginning of the game. Funny, but you know, it's whatever. So we're about to nuke, destroy him right here. Absolutely incinerate him. Who we haven't chance stepped with? I believe we have already chance stepped with everybody. We have Exia here. We still have his chance steps. Probably over analyzing it. You don't need to do this much just because it's a lot more easier than the expert difficulty. But we'll just throw an Exia here to defeat the last enemy. Why not? And now we're going to absolutely destroy this man's career. Throw him in the back there, Shuji. We want all of our debuffs, so let's just throw this. Still need the IWSP's debuff, and then we'll nuke him with the Strike Freedom after this, or any one of your attackers. But yeah, a lot more easier, a lot more quicker if you're stuck on hard. I don't think you'll have too much problem with this. Throw in all of our debuffs now. Pretty good damage. Not as hard. How much HP did the hard one have? Like 800,000. This one, max HP is... Well, I can't check, but I'm estimating around 400,000. So, like half of the amount of the expert difficulty. So yeah, a lot more easier. Yeah, we're going to one-shot him this round. A lot more easier. A lot more easy. So let's just one-shot him, then we'll move on to the easy difficulty and we'll call it a wrap there. Event isn't too hard if you have leveled up your units relatively. You also get the free units for free that you can level up, and they will help you a lot in this map. Doing a lot of good damage there, Strike Freedom. I've been thinking about feeding my dupe in just for the little bit of extra damage, but I've already done this multiple times just fine without it. I still need to do the level 1 showcase. You know, been pretty lazy on that. A little bit burned out, but you know, we'll get back into it. We just need to find that strive again, you know, our motivation. But yeah, here we go. We have defeated the hard difficulty of it, and then we will move on to normal if you're still watching at this point, because you know, there's a lot more easier. I doubt a lot of people are farming the hard difficulty, but you know, not everybody is in the same spot, you know, not everybody cleared Eternal Road every single stage and all that, as I keep getting reminded in Reddit or my comment section. You know who you are. You know who you are. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we'll cut here, skip a lot more for the normal difficulty. We'll do it and then call it there. So here it is. It only took us like 5 skips, relatively fast. Again, each difficulty gives 100 gems, so you really want to do it regardless if it's easier or not. Free gems, you know, that's one single might be a Strike Freedom. A lot more easier. We're not even going to defeat the mobs this time. We're just gonna jump in and beat his ass. Just gonna destroy him. It's a lot more easier. Do we even need to fully debuff him? I don't believe. Even his mobs are easier too. So let's just throw in our attack buff. How much damage do we do just by ourselves? We're almost doing half of his health just by ourselves. We'll debuff him. Doesn't matter, he's not going to do any damage to us. Yeah, that's pathetic damage. Just throw in our debuffs real quick and then nuke him with the Strike Freedom. Really easy, really quick. Just do it for the gems, or if you're not at that level yet, you know, it is also going to be relatively easy. He only has 200,000, hard mode has 400,000, and expert has 800,000. So yeah, just attack sponges, just beat their asses, you know. Really fast, this one. Just lower his defense. We're almost killing him already just with our supports. Very easy. Not hard at all. Unless you're at that difficulty, then just remember to use your supports. They're going to help you a lot in the long run. That's why I believe supports are the strongest units, just because they do so much for your team. Let's just kill them right here, very quick, very fast. We don't need to defeat the mobs for the attention up, just because we're more than enough. So there you go. That is every single difficulty beaten. Remember, you get slightly more medals when you do this. So yeah, that is all. Maybe I helped you, maybe I didn't, or maybe you just wanted to see all difficulties. Just for your, if you made it this far in the video, we'll throw in one single just for our, oh, we don't even have enough. We don't even have enough. But yeah, that is every single difficulty in the event. Hopefully I helped, hopefully I didn't, you know, it's the way it is. But I'll see you guys next time. Take care.